We want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Bahasham,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Bahasham,
Harkwadash.
Hakwadash.
Also want to give double honors unto our apostles and elders and bishops and great millstone. Blessings and salutations unto the elect of Yasharala, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and prophesying through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in truth and sincerity, and the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations but are of the nation of Israel and their father's side by blood. And getting into a lesson real quick, I got the brother Kawashab with me, and I was speaking with a different brother yesterday, and whatever conversation we was having, I was just like, you got to take with what comes with it, you know. So that the title of the lesson would be something along those lines, because while we're in this truth, that's what we're here for. We got to take with what comes with it. The Lord didn't bring us in this truth to be loved. He didn't bring us in this truth uh, to have peace in a sense. We do have peace of mind through the Spirit because we have hope, we have faith. We understand what all of this will lead to once we endure. All right, so but He didn't bring us in here to be famous, to bring us in here to get all the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, He brought us here to do a job. And suffering comes with it. Tears come with it. Restless nights come with it. Nightmares come with it. What do they call that? Sleep paralysis. It's known as different. Demons messing with you, family switching up on you. You know, demons targeting you out. There's a precept, man. I want to find it. There's a precept though, but it pretty much speaks about once you come into this truth. All right, once you choose to serve Yahweh Shemel Shai, then you become a target to those evil spirits, man. Roughly paraphrasing it, but it's in Isaiah somewhere. But I always lose. I need to screenshot it or something. But that's what it is. Even if you go into Matthew's the 5th chapter, and it speaks about, woe to those when men speak well of you, because like I said, we didn't come here to be loved by the world. We came here to be loved by one another and loved by Yahweh Shem Shai, but not by the world. So in a sense, you're not gonna have your cake and eat it too while you serving Yahweh Shem Shai. You ain't gonna be able to serve the Most High and the whole world love you. It don't work like that, But that's the whole purpose of coming out of the world. That's the whole purpose of not being a part of the world and following after the patterns of the world, because you gotta get rid of something, you know. Matter of fact, we can start off in that Matthews. Let's start right there.
This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 27.
And notice at the the title for these precepts right here is the disciples' reward. Right? You normally get a reward once you've done something, you've completed a task. Okay? Once you finish something, endured something. All right? Now in the scriptures, of course, reward can be good or it can be bad, but a disciple's reward, because the purpose of being a disciple is you're being disciplined and following someone's footsteps. All right? And in this sense, of course, we know that the disciples are talking about the men of the Lord. So this is the reward that the Lord spoke unto them. Go ahead.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
Yep, go ahead. Notice he said, we have forsaken all, right, and followed thee. Like I said, that's what a disciple has been. You're being a follower. You're an understudy. All right, I'm going to just look up this forsaken real quick. It says to send away, to bid, go away or depart of a husband divorcing his wife, to send forth, yield out, to expire, to let go, let alone, let be, to omit, neglect. And at times, the world look at us like we're neglecting or omitting our children because they know we got to go out and teach that word, and they might have certain things going on in their lives. They might got a basketball game or something, and hey, I gotta go teach this word over coming to that game, son. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I gotta go and teach this word. Uh, it says abandon, leave, destitute. I'm just starting from the bottom here. To leave so that what is left may remain, leave remaining. To leave on dying, leave behind. So in a sense, you gonna have to give up something, man. You're gonna have to leave something. All right, go ahead, brother.
And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah, so he's letting them know once you endure this, you're gonna receive a reward for the work that you've put in. I'm gonna double check this sound real quick. Let me see. Y'all get a mic check on you?
Hello,
Okay,
Shalom.
yep, you good. All right, yep. Go ahead.
God, it says, and everyone that
And
hath
everyone, not just some of them, some people, maybe everyone. No, and everyone. Go ahead.
and everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren,
Pay attention to the list, because the list is what this world. I mean, don't get me wrong; these things are important, but they're not more important than Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and you gotta, and I say this very loosely, you gotta find a balance within it, because technically Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai comes first. You know, but you still can't 100% desert your family. Go ahead, speak on that real quick.
God. Yeah, you can't, 100% desert your family or your job or so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's priorities. The Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is going to come first at the end of the day, you know? And that's the proper order, you know? So it continues here in Matthew 19:29. It says, and everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake. See, you did it for the Lord, putting him first. All right. Even though all these other things are important, and we still, gotta fight for these things. Okay. At the end of the day, if any of these things get in the way of the Lord, we gotta put it to the side, right? So it continues. For my name's sake shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. You see? So, what comes to mind right there is there's a scripture that says, our light affliction, which is but for a moment, right, is outweighed by the eternal weight and glory that we will receive, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so yeah, we got to fight for things in this truth, or select, we got to fight in this truth to stay in this truth. All right, but at the end of the day, even though we got all these afflictions, all right, we're going to receive a very worthy reward, man, a very beautiful reward, man. All right. And so, with that being said, I'm going to actually grab that precept, man, because that's definitely a banger. Our light affliction. Con. Grab a quick precept here. This is 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. You see? So just like the last precept was talking about, all these things we got to put to the side, but at the end of the day, we're going to get a great reward for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 100% worth it.
Like they called it a light affliction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even too heavy. It's just like spoke about Moses. So I'll grab that real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 25. It says, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. So these people who are enjoying their lives and living a best life, as they say, all right, they're only doing it for a season. You know, it's not going to last because the Lord is coming to judge this place, right? So we're choosing to do what? To suffer affliction with the people of the Most High. That light affliction at that, you know, then to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Some people turn their hand back from the plow. Some people turn their back. Some people here under pretense. Some people are here being agents and sellouts. And what's the other word? What's this Apostle Deem this year? Agents, sellouts, and
apostates.
Apostates, yeah. You know, they're here on their own agenda. You know, they're here to be famous. They're here to act like they've forsaken certain things or said such things. You know, but through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we are here in truth and sincerity, man. Did you finish this, Matthews?
Con.
Okay, we get that, Sirach.
Con. This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1.
Now, although we all know we can bring this whole chapter out, you know, we gonna probably get the first 5 verses.
Con.
Okay, con.
This is verse 1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Off the rip. It doesn't get 100%. It doesn't get immediately better once you come and serve the Lord. Because you also got Sirach, the 4th chapter, where it speaks about when you come over to this side, wisdom is going to try you. She's going to test you and send you in them crooked ways. And then when she trusts you, then she's going to open up her secrets unto you. You know, so it's a initiation process in a sense, you know. And it's all through the Spirit. Because the Lord, because as we was talking about earlier, remember we was like, the Lord knew us before we knew the Lord.
God.
We was going through his brother was telling me certain things he had to go through in his life, but he said it taught him discipline. So within him learning that discipline, the Lord was already teaching him discipline before he brought him to the truth. You know, he might not have known it, but the Lord knew it all along. You know?
God.
Go ahead.
It says, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah, if everything's gonna be peaches and cream, then why you gotta set your heart right, meaning your mind? Why do you have to have the right mindset? Why do you gotta constantly endure something if it's gonna be easy? If it's not gonna be rough and it's not gonna be tough and it's not gonna be tempting. You know, make not haste in the time of trouble. All right, meaning you're gonna be going through times of trouble. I'm preparing. This is what I'm telling you. When you go get your job and they show you the terms and the conditions and this is, you know, they giving you the rundown. This is what the Lord has given us. He's given us the terms and the conditions of serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man.
God. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Yep, because it can get rough. It can get tough. But it said, cleave unto him, depart not away. You know? Because that's what they said when they was in the wilderness. You know? I was about to put November. What? Was it Numbers 16? I think it was 16. No, it's not number 16. It's Numbers 11. Might be 11 and 6. Yeah. Where we at? Try to see if I can find it straight to the point. Yeah, this is when they was complaining about, you know, Let me see, man. Oh, it's 11 and 5. I'll just read it. It says, let me see, it might be a little bit more to it. It says, Numbers 11 and 4. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. Here it is. The Lord then gave y'all a substance that gives y'all everything that your body needs to sustain. And you're complaining about it because you ain't eating like you was eating when you was in servitude, in slavery, in Egypt. And it's the same as somebody on this side complaining about the things when, it's like, well, you're gonna go back into the world? What has the world offered you? What has the world done for you? What did the world do for you? You know? But some people do it because they what? They can't constantly endure. They can't cleave unto the Lord, you know? But in order to be increased at thy last end, that's what you must do. Go ahead. We got to kind of speed it up and look at that time.
Verse 4, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Most definitely. Whatever is brought upon thee. Not just certain things, but whatever is brought upon thee. Take it cheerfully. Why? Because that's what comes with it, man. You got to take with what comes with it. Take what comes with it. We here to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. You got to take what comes with it. All right. It says, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Don't get discouraged. Don't feel like you got it. That's why these 5 verses go hand in hand. You get changed in that lower state. Cleave unto the Lord. Pray unto the Lord. Do some fasting. Get closer to him. Because don't depart, or you won't be increased at that last end. That's all part of setting your heart aright and constantly enduring. That'll help you do those things. And then you'll what? Remind yourself, well, he did say, when I come to serve the Lord, prepare my soul for temptation. You got to prepare to be tempted, because you've made yourself a target. You switch teams. Man, I ain't winning over there. Ain't no championship coming over. You switch teams. Now you're out to that team. Go ahead, brother.
For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable.
Gold is tried in the fire to do what? Get out its impurities, to separate the things that's not needed and not wanted, to make it pure from the purity of it. Go ahead.
And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
So the Lord is doing the same with us. He's doing the same exact thing with us. He's putting us through a furnace of adversity. He's allowing us to go through things. Things that are adverse to you are against you. It's opposed to you. It's not going to go with you. So you're going to have trouble in the flesh. You're going to have problems with your women. You're going to have problems with your children. You got a problem with your job, problem in traffic, problem with your sleep, problem with your dreams, problem with your... It's going to be problems. It's not all problems, but whatever becomes a problem, take it cheerfully and be patient. When I changed to a lower state, me and both of his brother got similar situations to where we was changed to a lower state. And the Lord put certain people in our lives to help us out of that. It's just what was needed for that time. Neither one of them are here now, I'm sure, but appreciate it.
God.
To mine, maybe you'd be my concubine in the kingdom, girl. I'll get you back.
God.
All right. So let's go over to Luke. That Luke you had.
This is Luke chapter 12, verse 48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him much shall be required.
Yep, much is required. And the Lord has given us this truth. He's given us this ministry of reconciliation, man. You know, the same thing the Lord came and did and reconciled us back to the Heavenly Father. Once he left, he gave that same ministry unto us, man. Tells you that in 2 Corinthians, I believe, 5:18. So now it's our job through the Spirit to reconcile the rest of the Israelites who are lost, and so they can be found, so they can come back to the Heavenly Father. You know, and how you gonna do that if you're not doing your job, your part, which is enduring through your thing, whatever comes at you, so you can still teach the truth. You're gonna be tired. You got, get a lesson out if you're tired, or that's what we just did.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, we gotta do a lesson, man. It's tired, bro. All right, well, let's catch a quick nap. You know, this brother gotta hit the road. I gotta go to the gig, but the work must be done. If you can get a nap in, then get it in, and sometimes you're gonna fall asleep. Don't get discouraged. You just look at it as an opportunity to find out a better way to get it done. Maybe you need to do it earlier. Maybe it needs to be first thing in the morning. Maybe you can study at night so you can be prepared for a lesson in the morning. However, whatever. Do what you gotta do to please and praise Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know? Hey, I like that. Please and praise.
Con.
You go ahead. Oh, that was yep. So we're gonna end it on the second Timothy's.
Con. 2 Timothy chapter 3.
Yeah, and we go to 10. Yep, verse ooh, man. Yeah, we I want to. Chapter 3 is good though. What's the title of it? Difficult times will come. Hey, that's through the Spirit. But even though they're going to come, what do we have to do? Take what comes with it, man. That's the purpose of these scriptures, is for us to have them in our minds. So when we go through these situations, you should be thinking of scriptures. You should be thinking of men of the Lord. Our forefathers, what did they do when they was in this type of situation? Things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. Romans 12:4.
God. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured."
What persecutions he endured, because it's not a fun thing. Let's just look that up real quick. Persecutions is not a joyful time. Well, he even tells us that in the Lord chasten those whom he loved. When he put you through those afflictions, they're not joyous, but grievous, but it yield peaceable fruit. Because after you make it through there, you like, oh, okay, all right. I learned this, I learned that. You start to understand that you learn certain things and pick up good habits and get rid of bad habits. Instead of making excuses, you're now being prudent. You ain't got to use excuses no more because you're being prudent. You're applying wisdom. All right. Oh, I just say persecution. That's amazing. Let's see. Going back to the root. There you go. To make, to run or flee, put to flight, drive away. That's what persecution does. To run swiftly in order to catch a person or a thing, to run away, to press on, to pursue. So that's what happens, man. To harass, trouble, molest one, mistreated. That all of this happens unto the men of the Lord, man, as well as the women. Women go through things too. Everybody play their role and endure. All right. And Lord willing, we reach that finish line. Go ahead. You read 11 again.
God. Persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured. But out of them all, the Lord delivered me.
Who delivered him? It was the Lord that delivered him. He didn't deliver himself. His best friend didn't deliver him. His beloved brother in the truth didn't deliver him. It was the Lord that delivered him. You know, kept him strong. Now, don't get me wrong. Counsel through the Spirit, of course, helps things too. But ultimately, what? It's the Lord. That's the purpose of counsel. You're getting the Lord involved. But once you try to do any and everything on your own, you know, uh, you might end up in a ditch, so to speak. You know. Go ahead, brother.
Yea, and all that will live godly in Mashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution.
There you go. So if you're gonna live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai, you're gonna suffer persecution. Simple as that. You're gonna be hated. You're gonna be ostracized. You're gonna be looked at like you're crazy. Whatever. Guess what? Whatever comes with it, you gotta take it. You know. You're gonna forsake things. You're gonna lose things. You're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose family contacts, and whatever the case, you're gonna lose family members. You know. You're gonna lose friends. You know, Lord gonna call some of them back to the spirit world. All right, there's many and plenty of things when it comes to afflictions and persecutions. All right, but at the end of the day, remember they're light afflictions, and it's just for this moment. We gotta still endure it for this moment, because we are almost fucking home. And Lord knows I'm tired. Lord knows we tired. You know, but that's why He give us that hope that He gave us, so we can endure until He comes. You know, we get excited when we see certain news. You know, I was listening to a brother do a lesson, and he came in there complaining to the brother about the Venezuelan situation, and the brother's all excited because he like, yo, this is one step closer, but he had to pretty much put on his remorseful face, and it's like, man, that's you got family down there, man, dang. That's crazy, you know. But then he ended up coming doing a lesson about it. So, but that's, you know, we just gotta understand, man. It's shoot, this is judgment. It's a judgment of Yahweh Bashem Shai, and can't nobody stop it, you know. So with that, once again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Hakwadash. Once again, double honors unto the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and blessing and salutation to all you Akim out there enduring this truth in sincerity, as well as you women and sisters that follow. Shalom.
Shalom.